It is time for a huge March pack leak. Are you ready? Let's begin.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
And stay tuned till the end of the video because I have a second leak within this video, which actually is bad news. So you want to make sure you know what's going on. Stay tuned as we have a Beaver Warrior plus a Piri Reese map. What the heck is that? Well, it's going to help make this deck more consistent if you choose to play this card. Let's activate it at the start of the main phase to search our deck for Sage with Eyes of Blue. That's right, Blue Eyes White Dragon is coming, and you'll hear some more information on whether it will be top tier or not towards the end of the video. So with the Sage of Eyes of Blue, we're going to be able to normal summon it. Normal summon it, search our deck for the brand new Maiden of White. This is a great card that you're going to activate from your hand to set up your most powerful card from the deck, and it could also be set from the graveyard if something were to happen to it. And then she also has the recursion effect of reborning herself onto the field every time you summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon. She also has an additional effect of if a card or an effect or an attack targets her, she can then summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon or a level 1 Light Tuner from your graveyard. Now, the Sage of Eyes of Blue can search for a card like Effect Veiler if you'd like, and we may see that within this combo. We're going to use the Maiden of White to set up the True Light, which not only reborns a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand or from the grave, it can also set a spell/trap from your deck that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon, and your Blue Eyes White Dragon cannot be targeted by card effects, which is not too relevant. Let's see what's good. Brand new Link 1, Spirit with Eyes of Blue. You're going to use a level 4 or lower dragon or spellcaster. The downside is you cannot special summon except dragon monsters while this is face up on the field. This will on-summon search for your Mausoleum of White. Mausoleum of White is going to serve essentially as a Foolish Burial. It's going to get a Blue Eyes White Dragon into the graveyard plus boost up a monster's attack. We're going to set up the Mausoleum. Now, for someone maybe thinking, what the heck, why are you not saving the Mausoleum onto the Maiden of White? She then triggers. This is to play around a card like Ghost Ogre. Ogre can be destroying the True Light, which then it does have the horrible downside of when it leaves the field, if it's sent to the graveyard, it then mandatory effect activates to destroy all monsters you control. But we do have a play around that, and I'll talk about that in a bit. We're going to use the other effect of the Spirit with Eyes of Blue. We're no longer restricted to dragon monsters only. Reborn the Blue Eyes White Dragon from our grave, triggering the Maiden of White, and then summoning the Spirit Dragon. This can negate your True Light. So the True Light would activate in graveyard after being destroyed by an Ogre. Maybe it's not going to be too prevalent within Master Duel, but maybe you still want to be safe until it happens once to you, and then your whole field does not get wiped out. Now, this also has the ability of two great abilities. In addition to that, it is, maybe the other one's not that great. Neither player can special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time. I guess Rip Ritual Beast, which is the only deck I'm really thinking that's summoning 2 bodies at the same time onto the field. Same time that is. You may be thinking, oh, Nibiru summons itself and a token at the same time. It's not at the same time. So it doesn't stop anything like that. I do note that Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon stopping the player from summoning 2 or more bodies at the same time does stop Flameburst Dragon's effect of reborning 2 bodies from the grave, of course. It just slipped my mind. And also, in addition to, as I said earlier, Ritual Beast. But I feel like when this comes out, that's maybe not going to be a big problem. We'll see, though. Will it actuality on paper? Sure, it stops Flameburst, but will the Spirit Dragon even be on the field for the Flameburst trying to activate? Will it otherwise be trying to negate other graveyard effects, or will it be jumping off the field early, or will it be getting fingered? Or will it be getting Subversion, as a lot of people are now teching in Subversion wildly, but then that would be even more of a reason to keep this on the field so that it could jump off when you get Subversioned. Only time will tell when the Blue Eyes actually comes out. And also, the even better effect is tribute this Synchro Summoned. Oh yeah, Pendulum. I mean, Pendulum's already a dead deck, right? You could tribute the Synchro Summoned card. Emphasis on Synchro Summoned. So there are some people talking about in combos where they're reborning this from the graveyard, then they're using the effect again. I'm sorry if you played them in locals, that is not legal. The effect is summon a Light Dragon Synchro from your extra deck in defense, so you can't attack with it. And it does die during the end phase, but we're going to cheat around that restriction of dying in the end phase. True Light is now going to set from the deck a Wishes for Eyes of Blue, which is activatable right away if we'd like. It's not a quick play. So let's use that, and that's going to be where the Beaver Warrior comes in play. Any other card in our hand, it does not matter. We're going to be searching for another Sage with Eyes of Blue and the Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons. Now, the Mausoleum, not only does it Foolish Burial a Blue-Eyed Dragon plus boost up the attack of a monster, it allows an additional summon. So Sage with Eyes of Blue is not a hard once per turn. It's going to search again for an Effect Veiler. And then we're going to Roar with the Eyes of Dragons to summon from the deck a Blue-Eyed White Dragon. And then we're going to summon another copy of a Spirit Blue-Eyes White Dragon. Now, what happened very quickly, and I couldn't pause it in time, the other effect of the Wishes for Eyes of Blue is to equip a fusion monster, which you're going to equip the Neo Blue-Eyes Ultimate Dragon onto your Blue-Eyes White Dragon, because while it's in the graveyard, it states that if a card or effect is activated that targets any monster that has blue eyes in its name, you can banish this from the graveyard to negate that activation. If they imperm blue eyes, you're good, you're protected. Now, I'm going to, within the end phase, to play around Call by the Grave. If you want to do this during the opponent's turn, negate the other benefits of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, which also can negate any activation of a card in their graveyard. So maybe you want to try to benefit from that first, negate a card in their grave, then go into the bigger plays. You could do that, that's fine. But if you do not want to get fingered, because in the TCG they only have one finger and it's not as important to be played as it is in Master Duel, where we have it at 2, I don't want to get fingered. So in my end phase, I'm going to use one effect and 2 effects. I'm going to summon, holy moly, this card is nuts. Your opponent cannot banish cards from your graveyard. Rip Bestials, I guess also their finger is now dead. That's going to be something. And this also states that when a card or effect is activated on the field, unfortunately it's the field. I wish this negated Nibiru, but if it did, this deck would be too broken. You can negate the activation and then gain 1,000 attack. It also does not destroy the card it negates, another unfortunate situation. And if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, which would be through the Spirit Dragon or from the opponent, it will then trigger the effect to reborn your Spirit Dragon back on the field, but it's not going to have the effect of summoning another body from the extra deck because it's no longer synchro summoned. Now, in our end phase, it's going to die, right? Well, we're going to cheat. We're going to summon a Crimson Dragon. Now, if you're not doing this in the end phase and you're playing the card that the Synchro Rumble to reborn a monster from the grave, great, do that, but we're not showcasing that in this combo. We're going to be summoning Crimson Dragon. We're going to target the Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit, and then we're going to summon a Siffer Divine Dragon. This states that the first time each card you control would be destroyed, it is not destroyed. So the Spirit Dragon destroying the Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon, it's protected, it does not die, so we get around that restriction by summoning this. Now, in addition to that, during either player's turn when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can negate that effect and then you can destroy any one card on the field non-targeting. And the other effect I don't care about. So this was with just a card like Piri Reese Map plus another card like Beaver Warrior, or you could just hard open up a Sage with Eyes of Blue. Opening up a Maiden plus another card's also a really good combo. Opening up the Wishes for Eyes of Blue plus another card to discard's a good combo. You essentially have a ton of 1.5 card combos where the 0.5 is any other card you discard, and you're going to have a pretty good turn 1. And let's see what else is good. Now, they're going to draw a bunch of cards, have a chance. Just to showcase Imperm, it should obviously be used on the Siffer Dragon, but they're Imperming onto the Ultimate Spirit Dragon as we then negate it with our in-grave Ultimate Dragon. Okay, what else they got? Diablo Star, discarding, activating, showing that the Call by the Grave is not even usable. They had the finger, they would have fingered my Spirit Dragon, but nope, we summoned this early, and they're not able to do so. We're going to negate. Now, does not destroy, unfortunately. We do get a boost while it's in defense, whatever. Engraver. Well, Siffer Dragon will negate and then destroy any card on the field, take out that Diablo Star, and then we searched for this Veiler. So it's okay to show that I have a Veiler to negate the Snake Eye Ash. And then you can do this during the end phase, which the True Light will every turn summon a Blue Eyes, triggering the Maiden to reborn herself onto the field, and she's got feet in this image. What the heck? How did we get that? I don't know. So the recursion of True Light continually reborning Blue Eyes White Dragon every single turn is absolutely nuts. So if this deck ever becomes way too prevalent and broken, expect everyone to be playing Ogre. Ogre to pop the True Light is going to be very important to get rid of it, but I mean, if we get this out early and then they draw into a late ogre, we got that protection. Yup, that's pretty good. And I made sure I wanted to show a competitively viable combo. Now, I'm gonna show you a crazier combo that's probably not competitively viable, but it summons a $1,000 card, or at least last time I checked it was $1,000. Let's see. Dragon Master Magia, $521 in the TCG. They will not be using this card, and not many use it in the OCG, but we have the option to have fun with it in Master Duel if you'd like. I don't think it's going to be the best way to play the deck, so let's get to that combo. Huge shout out to Super Nix for this combo. I can't promise it's going to be a competitive combo, but it will be a fun combo. Okay, let's get through it. Let's do it. It's going to be 2 cards to discard plus a Sage with Eyes of Blue. And I'm going to make this a little bit sped up. So we search for a Maiden, set up the True Light. You already know what that does. Set up the spell that discards, search for 2. We're going to grab Ultimate Fusion plus a Master with Eyes of Blue. Make the link 1, grab the field spell, dump a Blue Eyes White Dragon from the deck to the grave, then summon that Blue Eyes White Dragon from the grave, triggering the Maiden to come forth. We're then going to equip a fusion onto it, a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which is the fusion requirement material to summon the Magia. And then we're going to summon you as we add back the Sage. We're going to use the Spirit Dragon to summon an Ancient Fairy Dragon to pop our guaranteed field spell. Pop the field spell, and we're going to be searching. You could grab a Ravine, or it could be the Chaos field spell that searches. Then you don't even need another card in your hand to discard. But with Ravine, it could be possibly better as it has other combos and other utilities than just grabbing the Chaos monster. We're going to be discarding the other card, send from the deck a Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. Now we can Ultimate Fuse into, using the Ultimate Blue Eyes and the Chaos Max into the Magia. We'll read that in a bit. Sage with Eyes of Blue, targeting the Maiden. Maiden, when targeted, is going to reborn a monster from the grave. Reborn the Sage. As we summon a Jet Dragon onto the field, we then make an Excel Synchro Stardust because this was not enough. Now we make the Spirit Dragon into the Crimson Dragon into, hey, we play Synchro Rumble, why not? We are then going to reborn a Tuner, and then we're going to return back and do something. I don't even know. This is whack. And let's see. We're going to True Light during the opponent's turn, and then trigger the Maiden, reborn, and then we're going to jump off into a Stardust Dragon, then perform a Synchro during their turn, and then we're going to jump off into the level 12, and then we're going to band. Yes, summon a banned card. It could be any other level 12. It could be a Blazar Dragon instead, and now you win. Holy moly. So thank you, Super Nix, for that. Again, I don't know how viable that is. Not many people are playing Magia to begin with, but there you go. If your opponent activates a card or effect, you can negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card, and you could activate this card in response to every card type once. Monster, spell, trap, so triple negate mates, and that's pretty cool. Yes? So looking on the tier list, we could see on OCG in the past month, Blue Eyes is top 3. How about past 3 months? Still top 3. So it is a solid deck with a great performance. What about the TCG? It's too early to be on the tier list, but they did just get it, and this is the TCG in the last week. In the last week, it's a top 3 deck, tied with Pure Fire King and very closely alongside Mitsurugi. It's not solidly top 3. It is doing well, though. So we click on this. Do you want to see how TCG's playing it? Remember, I have the other part of my leak, which I'm about to get into. This is the breakdown on how the deck is being played. Only 3 regional tournaments, so, not a lot of data here. And you saw 6 there because in the TCG, people like hiding their deck list, but we still report the results of them topping a tournament. So we have 3 out of 6 deck lists, and because that's how they do it. And then let's see the OCG. In the OCG, your deck is looking like this. And what you're noticing is everyone's playing another engine. What's this engine? What is this? It is the Primite engine. And Primite Lordy Load, $86. You need 3 of this. Barrel, $34. You need 3 of this. Yep, that's what they're paying in the TCG right now. Now, the Drill Beam, I guess I stand correct. I thought this was being played at 3. It's only $5. That's pretty cheap. It's mostly played at 1, not at 3. I was playing a list where I was playing it at 3. Maybe that's why I did so well against Stun. This is nuts. All of these cards will help get to your Drill Beam, And this will very consistently be able to negate the effect of any face-up card. They could activate it from the hand. It could be a monster. It could be whatever it is. You negate and banish. And then you recycle this card every turn. You reset it. You could research it. This adds itself in the graveyard every turn from the grave. Not coming. These are not coming with Blue Eyes. Shoot. Yeah, what does that mean for Blue Eyes then? Well, I can tell you I do have information on these coming soon. I can tell you that. My theory is two things. They don't want to give you everything you want in a single pack for a new good deck type because they got yelled at by executives for not making enough money on some months, where some months they'd make millions, other months they'd make $0. And if they spread the love between multiple packs, I guess they will, I theorize, make less money overall, but then they make more money on the bad months instead of no money. That's one theory. Another theory is that a Duelist Cup is happening soon, and had they released these cards before the Duelist Cup with Blue Eyes would have dominated the Duelist Cup, and then they'd be forced, they'd feel pushed to nerf the deck. Instead, they're setting up Blue Eyes to be a top deck in the World Champ Qualifier instead of a Duelist Cup. So for the World Championship Qualifier, this, from what I'm seeing on the release schedule internally, should be the best deck. The best deck for the World Champ Qualifier. Now, enough of that. How are we going to play this, though? Okay, you don't care about that? Sure. So I'm going to take a card name. I'm going to type in the Burl. I'm going to click not playing it. So here are some deck lists not playing the Burl. It's not many, but we got to do the best with what we have here, right? And, you know, these are probably not going to be the best deck lists ever, but here's one. Max Metalmorph is in here, you what may, and we have this one. So I made sure with my combo little video, also, if you want to play better around Nibiru, you're going to play my combo a bit differently, but I wanted to, you know, showcase a bit more of the power of the deck. The deck does struggle a little bit against a Nibiru, but there are, again, other plays you can make. So here's another deck. And then here's one without a side deck. It's got the Spirit of Blue Eyes behind my head. And yeah, so playing similarly to how these decks are built is going to be the way to play it. And not all of them are playing Magia like this one. In the TCG, no one's going to play Magia unless they can afford to play with a physical $500 plus card, which as soon as you summon it, it loses half of its value. I don't know how that works. You summon $500, it turns into $10. I think that's what happens. And then here's some more stuff. Yep. You know, everything that you could summon Crimson Dragon, you could add to the extra deck if you'd like. Cosmic Blazar. And then here's another list. I could go to the last page, which, oh, these are playing Primite without the Burl. Let's ignore that one. Here's that. Here's this. Hey, this is playing the Gateway to Chaos. Instead of the Dragon Ravine, Gateway to Chaos, grab the Black Luster, wham bam, thank you ma'am. You now don't have to discard with your normal play that I showcased to you. And there you go. This is how you do it. This is how it's done. And there you go. Primite not coming with Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes is coming, and it's still going to be a fun time. I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. And then when Primite comes out, do know it's going to be top tier. Not top tier without it, but still a good deck, good enough to get a bunch of Master 1s. Definitely we're going to have it on the website. I'll be pushing for Master 1. I'm going to be really trying to push to duel with the deck on stream within a day or two of when it comes out, because I'm actually very much excited, even if the Primite cards do not come out. So if you want to watch me get slaughtered by the better decks, as I will not have Primite, but still do my best, that may be a fun thing to do. And thank you very much for watching. Blue Eyes is coming.